Let me say a word first on the three official biblical readings for the feast of St. Ignatius of Loyola, and then something on St. Ignatius. The first reading is based on the book of Deuteronomy. A commentator says that this book shows the blessings of obedience and the curse of disobedience to God's will. In the chapter we read from Deuteronomy, we see Moses giving the people a choice of a blessing and a choice of a curse. He first spoke of the blessing of obedience. See, I have set before you this day life and good, death and evil. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day, by loving the Lord your God, by keeping His commandments, then you shall live and multiply. Moses also told them the curse of disobedience. But if your heart turns away, and you will not hear, drawn away to worship other gods, I will declare to you this day that you shall perish. In life, sisters and brothers, we are always given a choice. A choice of blessing and a choice of curse. The second reading in his first letter to Timothy, St. Paul, with all honesty, is making a confession. He said that before he was a great sinner, he blasphemed God and persecuted Christians. But the mercy of God had transformed him into an apostle and appointed him into his service. The letter seems to be saying that the closer we get to the heart of Christ, the more we realize our own unworthiness. A scholar suggests that the reason people today do not have a sense of sin is that they are not near to Christ. Paul did not realize how sinful he was until he was thrown off his horse and brought face to face with his Lord, Jesus. The Gospel from St. Luke. Jesus asked an important question to his disciples at a very crucial moment of his life. When he had already turned his face to Jerusalem, he knew what was awaiting him there. He wanted to know that before he went to the cross and faced death, if there was anyone who knew who he really was. Who do people say that I am? He asked. They answered, some say you are John the Baptist, others Elijah. He asked again. But this time, he needed a more direct, more personal answer from his disciples. So he asked them, who do you say that I am? For Jesus, it seems it is not enough to know what other people have said about him. Jesus must always be our own personal discovery. A student might pass all his or her theology subjects, but still, he or she cannot claim to be called a Christian with sheer knowledge, because knowledge alone does not guarantee a personal encounter with Jesus. Knowing about Jesus is different from knowing Jesus. Somebody said that Christianity does not mean reciting a creed. It means knowing a person. There is a general observation that attendance at Mass in the University Church has tremendously gone down. The ones in charge of spiritual formation might be alarmed and rush to assign groups to sponsor a weekly Mass just to fill up the chapel. But the Gospel is saying to us that unless a person has a personal encounter with the Lord, attendance at Mass will always be done. Jesus continues to make his thoughts known to his disciples. He tells them of his coming suffering. And he warns of the condition if they want to continue in following him. He says to them, "If anyone wishes to come after me, let him deny himself day by day. Let him take up his cross and follow me. What profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses himself? What profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses himself?" These are the very words uttered by St. Ignatius while he was alone in a room recovering from his shattered leg. Now, a word on St. Ignatius. I would like to share with you